Hello everyone, Coach Lockey here. First up, hit that like button if you're super excited about this new golf season. Yes, that is the sun, which means summer's on its way or is basically here. So are you going to be dropping your handicaps this year, hitting some personal best scores and generally just lowering your scores? Well, hopefully this video is going to give you some ideas and some tips to help you lower your scores. So what am I doing to change my game this summer from those winter horrible months to the summer conditions? And should you be doing the same thing as well? First up, let's talk driver. The importance of distance is shouted about loads online, and lucky for you guys, with conditions getting harder, fairways getting bouncier, you're going to hit it further. Woohoo! But there's also things that you have to take into consideration with the courses hardening up and you getting some more run on your drives. First up is hazards. If your ball's going to be running further when it hits that ground, your ball might all of a sudden be able to reach hazards that it wasn't in the winter months because that ball's just landing and stopping dead. So thinking about how far you carry your clubs and your driver and the other clubs that you hit off the tee, you now need to think, well, how much is that going to roll? Will I be able to reach that hazard? Will I be able to reach the trouble, that ditch running across the fairway? You need to start thinking slightly different before taking your tee shots. The distance thing though, yes, distance is important. The further you get it down there, the closer you get to the hole, possibly the tighter your proximity will be when you get onto the green, and then that will hopefully lower your score. If we were to take distance as a key, one, the ground's harder, so the ball's going to run further, great. But what else can you do to pinch a few more extra yards? You take this hole, for example, it's a par 5, and the slope of the ground is sort of right to left, so it's going to bounce and kick left. If I'm teeing up on this hole, I'm thinking, aim down the right-hand side, because if I get one that pitches on the top part of the fairway, I'm going to get some bounce, I'm going to get some extra roll. Whereas if I hit it down the left-hand side and I catch the rough quicker, then I'm obviously not going to get that extra few yards that I want. Possibly hitting a big draw down there, getting it to run more when it hits that ground as well is super important if you've got the skill set to be able to manage your shape shots. Because if I hit a fade into that slope, it might stop a little bit quicker rather than getting those extra yardage. Or extra yards, not yardage. Yes, I know we're not all that accurate, and I'm definitely not that accurate. But thinking about it and trying to play different shots to add to your armory is definitely key to getting those extra yards. So you've got less club into the greens, because when the course gets a little bit harder and bouncier, we want all the control that we can get. And that leads us on nicely to approach play. Approach play. Like the fairways, the greens are going to get harder too. And picking your landing spots becomes even more crucial. Longer hitters, you're going to be able to hit more loft into the green, so your ball might bounce once or twice and then stop. Shorter hitters and longer hitters are going to have this also into longer par 4s and 5s. You're not possibly going to be able to pitch your ball on the green and make it stop, because your ball's coming in at such a low land angle. It's not going to have that control and ability to stop. So picking your landing spot is crucial. Take this green for example. I've got a big bank on the right hand side here, which is a massive target for me. I've got drop-offs to the left and I've got a bunker to the left as well. If I can't land my ball on the green and make it stop, I need to be thinking of how can I get control of my golf ball? And using that bank on the right is definitely an option. Pitching it short, making it use the bank to slow it down, maybe it will come in off of that bank also. Staying away from that bunker is your main priority if you don't have the distance and control to stop that ball on the green, because bunkers cost us so many shots. Keep away from that bunker, please. And this is the same advice for those longer hitters that are possibly hitting longer clubs into par 5s that are going to run and bounce a little bit. Try and picture where you want that ball to land. Use the ground as a weapon, as more control. Good players are always looking for more control, and you guys down that lens, the shorter hitters hitting longer clubs, less lofted clubs into greens, try and find that control. And it might not be pitching it on that green. If there's, say, 3 bunkers short of this green, yes, land it on the green and accept that it might not stop and go over it, because you going in those bunkers, like I said, is going to cost you loads of shots. Going along the green, chipping on to putting might save you 1 extra shot, and over a period of a season that's going to tot up and up and up. Obviously we want to hit as many greens and regulations as we can, and you'll get options for that with your higher lofted clubs at some point in the round. But when you can't land it on the green and stop it, think about the banks around the green, where the best place to miss the green is, and it's definitely up the right on this hole. So I'm going to aim up the right, try and pitch it around that bank. I've drawn it in off that slope because the ball's slightly above my feet, and that's coming in towards the pin now. See how I'm using my lie, see how I'm using the green to my advantage. Shorter hitters especially, because you're going to have a lot of these shots in the summer. Make sure you're using everything to get your ball to have a little bit more control. Short game. If you want to start getting up and down a little bit more, you're going to have to start getting a little bit better with those lofted wedges, I'm afraid. Oh no, the sun's got in. Does that mean summer's over already? No! I've used this word a lot already in this video, and it's control. I'm constantly, when the course gets harder, looking for control. I've put myself on a down slope, hitting onto a down slope on the green as well. Now the greens aren't super quick yet, as it's still April obviously, and it's been raining a little bit, but as this starts to firm up, this would be one tricky shot. And that's why you need to get good with these lofted clubs. Your golf ball's gonna wanna run. The greens are quicker, it's harder, like we've mentioned already. So your land angle needs to be steeper to get that extra control, and you're gonna get that with your lofted clubs. So this isn't a technique type video, so I've got plenty of chipping videos on my channel, and I'll maybe tag a couple in the corners here. This is just to let you know that if you're not that good with these, get practicing with them, maybe get a lesson with them, and dedicating some time to getting some Lockey magic maybe. Because those chip and runs in certain situations aren't gonna cut it anymore in the summer months. Open that face, wait forward a little bit, pop this ball up in the air, nice and delicate and soft. And that, I've even managed to finish slightly short of the flag. There's that control that we're after. Putting. You're gonna have to start playing more breaks on your putt. So, little tip, I start reading my putts, especially if I'm carrying or pushing a trolley, electric trolley, when I'm sort of 40, 50 yards away from the green. For example, if I'm walking up to this green and my ball's on it, I'm looking at the terrain, I'm looking that the hump on the left is higher than the bottom of the green on the right hand side. So potentially my ball is going to be moving left to right if it's in line with the pin and short of the hole here. If I'm to the left of the hole, then I might be hitting on a downhill putt. If I'm to the right of the hole, I might have an uphill putt. I'm getting information as soon as I'm walking up to the green, and I'm not even on it. Whereas other people down that lens, and it's fine, it's cool, you chat to your mates. It's important that you have fun out on the golf course. But if you want to lower your scores, trying to take in all the information as you're walking up to the green as well might help you read your putts a little bit better. Nearly all amateur golfers that I play with don't read into break enough. And a simple trick that you can do is use your feet. You might tend the flag, you might take the flag out. When you take the flag out and you're walking back to your putt, try and work out which way your weight is moving on your feet. So as I'm walking up here, all the weight's going towards my right side. So that means that that putt is going to be braking right to left, for instance. I am basically on a slope like this. Real simple things that I'm doing to try and read my putt. And as I said, summer greens are going to be quicker. You're going to have to start taking into account more break, and that takes practice. You need to get on a green, especially as the conditions are starting to change, and recalibrate what you think a certain putt, a certain slope, how much that putt's going to break. I know that this is probably 2-3% slope on this green, so I'm going to be aiming way out there. And what I would suggest is that you start trying to over break your putts. Finish high side of the hole, because when you hit putts too hard on the low side, they get further and further away. You hit putts too hard on the high side, they're gonna finish a little closer, hopefully reducing those free putts. Top summer tips for you to help your scores get lower, help you reduce your handicap, and hopefully hit some personal bests this summer. Hope that helps. Let me know in the comments down below if you have any tips that you do as the conditions start to change to help others improve their game as well. Thanks all for watching. See you in the next video.